Someone says I'm guys, sound muffled.
I would like to plug that Mickey's retro style action figure, very limited edition, is now on sale and shipping at figuremania.net. Figuremania.net.
All right.
And you know what? Just because I decided, you can use code K100 at figuremania.net, and you can get yourself a little discount there to get Mickey's. And there are different options where you can get a signed one. She'll sign it, personalize it. She'll put an 8x10, a trading card in there, or even an option with a video shout out too. So
that sounds like something Mike Durbin would buy. He's actually going to be on here to review the NWA.
Well, he's coming on today.
When he comes on, ask him to talk about the success of code GMG at legacysubs.com.
I will.
I want to
he'll get buried.
Fanning these flames of competition between the Get My Go listeners and the K100 listeners, because it all helps. It all helps me because it's all
Well, Durbin does present a decent endorsement for the product because he got pretty decent sized arms. He always wears a tank top like I.
Yeah, I mean, look at the kind of shape I got in.
What?
Sorry,
do that, please. He's in no shape whatsoever.
Your audio is kind of low. I'm gonna have to speak up because this is it, pal. This is it. Tough shit, Mike Durbin. Fucking put your ears closer. What do you want me to say?
As always, my great good friend, the Chatster is with me. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
It is, yes.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. To my great good friend, the Queen of Extreme.
My great good friend. I don't know why that popped into my head.
That's awesome.
That's a Get My Go reference, everyone.
It was.
If you're not listening, I'll give them a cheap plug. Go on over and search Get My Go.
Oh my God, I should turn the music all the way down.
They're a fun little YouTube channel that you can go and just have a laugh with. And I did meet Mike Durbin 2 weeks ago, and he did tell me that my return is imminent. So I will be returning for a second appearance on Get My Go. And I need to wear my shirt that Mike was so graciously generous to give me. So, so I'll be back on there. But check it out if you haven't.
Mike Durbin, shut up. I don't like your bullshit. I got to pay for this fucking phone. $2,000.
But as the week progresses, I don't only have one, I have two, maybe three rants of the week, because there is always something getting my go, as they say. I'll rip off a little line from my friends over there at Get My Go. There's always something pissing me off, bro.
All right, before we start, Vince, you know the three of us, but this is your first time. This is the legendary Aussie guy from Australia, Dean.
Dean, Dirty Dean. What's up, man?
Hey, Vince. Yeah, I actually have met Vince before. I was on Casting the Marks.
Oh, you were?
Probably about 6 years ago.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And you know what? You called me Dirty Dean then as well.
I like to call him Dirty Dean, bro. We just met. Dirty Dean done dirt cheap. He's all the way from Perth, Australia. Did I really? There you go, man.
That's two guys. That's their first appearance anywhere. It's Dean and Mike, right?
Yeah.
All right, Michael, let's start, okay? Because I got a million questions I want to ask you, bro. Because I love you. Everybody knows, man. I'm a vision guy. You know, I love characters. I love gimmicks. Jeff, you got to get some tats, bro, like that.
I don't have the body. I don't have the body like that for the tats.
What's the matter with you, Jeff? All right, listen.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if it wasn't for you, Vince, nobody would be watching this right now. And I mean, Get My Go may exist, but it wouldn't exist in the form that it is right now. But yeah, this is the guy I owe it all to, Vince Russo. Thank you for everything. And I wanted to save you for episode 100, but since Nick Hausman, you know, this fucking guy's name is in the news all, you know, this week, last week, we had to get this out now. So
now, is he gonna send a lawyer after me, man, because I'm hanging out with you thugs, bro? Am I gonna get an email that he's sending a lawyer after me?
Well, Joe can speak to that because Joe was contacted by Mr. Hausman, right?
I certainly was. And it's not like I'm speaking out of school here because we talked about it on K100. Everybody knows about it. Yeah, I got several DMs from Nick saying we needed to take a showdown and that we were saying he backtracked and he didn't backtrack. And I don't know. All Disco and I ever said was, it's my opinion that sounds like he backtracked a little. And I thought we were very fair, actually, but he took umbrage with that word backtracked. So that was his biggest problem with what we said. That
Well,
he backtracked.
we have used that word several times on Castrated Bucks, and even Mike used it. Thank you, Mike, for that video using that very much. Thank you very much.
No one has any idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
so why don't we go ahead and break the news right now, Vince? Go ahead. There's a secret we have together. Go ahead and break the news.
What's secret?
Nobody knows about it.
What?
The YouTube.
Okay. Oh, it's cool.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, bro. Mike has filled a need that I have had forever on the brand, and it's because, man, it's funny, man. Every time I reach outside to people, it never turns out good. I mean, Joe, you know that. You guys went through the same thing with Billy that I went through. It never works out. So I had a huge void because I didn't trust anybody anymore because it never worked out of, putting videos up on YouTube. So I had to turn to my buddy here, Mike. I know Mike does this, and I know Mike does a great job. And I pleaded with Mike, bro, you got to help me out. And Mike has been doing the videos for our YouTube, and he's been doing a phenomenal job.
Since November 1st is when I started. So
yeah, wow, you've been doing it that long already, bro?
Well, it's 2.5 months. So
holy crap, yeah, and I'm very, very thankful because that was a big weakness of the channel.
Yeah, so everyone go over to youtube.com/ what is it?
He doesn't even know.
Yeah, I've never promoted it before. So
yes, youtube.com/ Vince Russo brand.
Okay, so go there and comment and like it and everything, whatever.
Yeah.
That's real good news, Mike. And this is like a side, not a secret, but I was talking to Jeff the other day about it. I just got to hook up with an ad agency that really, really wants YouTube channels. So I asked Jeff, I'm like, hey, would Vince be involved with this? I know you guys have the YouTube. And so perhaps we're all going to work together on that as well. If I can get this going.
Yeah, Jeff, I know about that today. Definitely, man. If we could all do that together, that'd be great.
Cool. Beautiful.
All right, since we got limited time with Vince Russo because he's going to be on Sportskeeda tonight, we're going to get right into this clip. This is this despicable Nick Hausman. Check out Castrating the Marks. Every week there's stuff on this guy. He's just a piece of shit. He's in the news lately because he's been, he tried to out Chris Jericho and turn everybody against him. We'll get into it more later after Vince is off, but let's start this clip. Chad, do you have to put it through?
Yep. Here we go.
All right, Vince, what we do is let's let the clip play and then it'll turn to black and then we'll talk.
That's hard for me to let it play. I can't stop.
Okay, I'll let you do
go ahead. It's your show. I got to play by your rules. I'll keep my mouth shut.
I'll interrupt right now, and I think Chad had the same reaction to me. The first half a second that you just played has already irritated me, and I'm going to have to hear it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, what I've been trying to figure out, guys, and maybe fresh eyes can help me because I've been trying to figure out this for years, bro. What's going on with the hairdo? Is it? I think it's one of two things, bro, and I am not shitting you. Either it's like the Trump comb over, or he actually has a hairpiece.
I think it's actually he just has a good head of hair. I really do.
Nah, see, Mike, I think it's very, very thin on top. He's either combing it over or I think he just has hair on the sides and it's a hairpiece.
I don't think, dude, young people today, they don't do the hairpiece thing. That's gone. No, they don't do that.
We just shave it. He's not that young, though.
I'm talking about anybody our age or lower, Nobody wears a hairpiece anymore.
I don't know, bro. Well, then maybe it's the comb over, but I don't know what he's got going on with his hair. I don't know.
What has bigger heat with me, though, is not the hair. It's the fucking unibrow that this guy's got going on. It's disgusting.
Yeah. What's got bigger heat with me is that freaking ridiculous sideways cube. Who uses a mic cube like that, bro? Who uses serious? I mean, Joe, you do 1 million of these shows. Who uses a mic cube like that, bro?
How are you supposed to read it? You're supposed to tilt your head this way?
I don't know.
You have a neck ache.
This is the only dude that uses a mic cube that way, bro.
Yeah.
What about the Michael Scott plasma TV behind him? What about that, bro?
Seriously, 25-inch.
Yeah, can we get a smaller plasma TV, bro, behind this? Yeah, very nice.
Right next to a door too, which is always good.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Right,
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
All right, so this is Rumor and Innuendo. I believe this was on Conrad's ad-free shows, but it's been taken off since his alleged comments towards Jericho. So this is how he starts the show.
Good morning, Rumor and Innuendo fans. Get up, get going. It is Thursday. I am House of Wrestling's Nick Hausman.
And I'm WWE Creative Issues Robert Karpelis.
Before we get to anything, we got Lord X Supra here in the chat room saying, can I get a B-Day shout out? It is my 35th birthday. Welcome to 35 and Over Club, man. Robert and I have been sitting here for a little while now.
Yes, I'm 41. I had to think about that for a minute.
Now
I had my 41st birthday on the air with you guys here a couple weeks ago. No place I'd rather be. That's a lie, but I was still happy to be here to celebrate it with you guys. And unfortunately, my birthday gift, I was hoping would have been talking Billy in the CW. Maybe Lord X Super. Maybe your birthday gift today is going to be us talking Billy and this.
What the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, that was like the old Joel Gertner celebration, you know?
I don't, bro. So is this Robert? Is he supposed to be an ex-member of WWE Creative?
That's what I understand. Yeah, I don't know I haven't heard how long he was there, who he worked for, the tenure, but yes, I believe he is a former member.
God,
yes, Vince, he's on the same level as you, Vince. Yeah, that's what he's claiming.
I just got to tell you, man, I just don't know why people would hook up with this guy. Like, why would anybody hook up with Hausman? That's the part I don't understand.
Well, you and Jeff like his other co-host, right?
Hollywood?
Stu? No, Stu.
Oh, we love Stu. Yeah, Stu. Yeah. Stu's over with us. Yeah.
But not this guy.
Yeah, no.
Vince, do you know where Hausman's from?
Chicago.
Yeah, so unfortunately I have to, we don't claim him.
Yeah, no, I don't blame it. Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a new concert venue opened up like in the middle of the city a couple years ago.
Right.
A lot of bands have played there and it's a pretty cool place. What do you think this guy wants to happen?
Oh my God, he wants to put wrestling at the venue. There's not enough wrestling, bro. Let's have more, bro. We need more, bro. There's not enough, man. There's not enough wrestling that people aren't watching. We need more, bro.
Presence of Daly's place. It did feel like a special episode last night. The kind of unique setup they had with all the big screens. It had been a while since we'd really seen them in that space. That kind of amphitheater setup isn't something we see a whole lot of on TV anymore. For what it's worth, there's a beautiful venue here in Chicago called the Salt Shed that opened a couple years ago. Man, oh man, would I love to see a wrestling show there. But I thought everything just came together here very, very nicely.
Now, when I got into wrestling and fell in love with wrestling, Vince, coincidentally, when you were writing for the WWF at the time, obviously I'm Australian, so I don't necessarily give a shit about the city or the state, but never at any stage did any episode look different than the last. There was never a different feel. Like, it was always set up, the same way for the... I couldn't imagine watching a show and going, the way the screens were set up, the way they kind of made all the ambiance. How does that make a fucking difference? It blows my mind how deeply analytic these guys get on these
shows.
I
swear to God, we went to several buildings every week. Bro, I could not tell you what one building looked like from the next. I literally could not tell you. So this guy's actually giving us a play-by-play of what the arena looked like. The only thing he didn't talk about was how empty the arena was and how much was tarped off. I mean, that much he didn't talk about. But yeah, bro, I've never gone to a wrestling event and kind of taken the time out to kind of look at the arena around me.
The other big note coming out of the show last night was, of course, that Chris Jericho came back to AEW TV. For those that missed it, even if you were blind, I think you heard it. Chris.
Already, you can tell how proud he is. He thinks that he has spearheaded this whole anti-Jericho thing. He's up on his high horse right now.
Well, that's the thing that stands out to me immediately. It's like he came back to television from what? You know what I mean? Like he's put
Right.
himself in that position that it's a big thing that he's coming. He was just doing his job.
And you know what I've said to people is that there's plenty of wrestlers with a bad reputation when it comes to women, you know. And Chris has been around since 1995 in the States. And I've never heard any of those rumors. And we all dig into the rumors. We all know all the rumors about all the guys, some of them that are still on TV now. And it's never been about Chris, you know, being a sleazy guy. I mean, he likes to party a little bit, has a couple drinks. He's in a rock band. But I've never heard anything about women in a negative way with Chris. So this was new to me.
Well, bro, this is what he's about to get into, bro, because this is why I despise this guy, and I think this is why we all despise him, because, you know, I got a clip here, and this sums it all up, bro, because this is what the dude is all about. And that's the thing, man. When we do a show like Castrating the Marks, week after week after week after week, you clearly see who these people are. Here's an old Hausman clip. Here we go.
I did a lot of things as Ronaldo Piven, a lot of great things, but nothing has ever brought me the attention as like a moment with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns in a WrestleMania scrum, or CM Punk staring me down. So when you're in that moment and you got somebody, you know, that's super talented or whatever, and you can make a moment like that.
He just said it right there. He is all about, and Sap's the same way. They want to bring all the attention to themselves.
What originally drew you to wrestling?
Oh, I have always had a desperate need for attention.
Bro, you tell me what freaking real journalist is all about bringing attention to themselves. That's why I have an issue with this guy, because now the problem is he'll take one thing that somebody said to him, Jericho story, and he will blow it so out of proportion, because now in his mind he's creating a moment. That's him and Sap. That's why I have the biggest problem with these two guys, because they clearly are trying to make it all about them.
And he had a lot of attention on him after that Punk moment that he mentioned. I mean, even K100 had him on. And something that happened there, if you guys may have heard it, Vince might not be aware, but I don't know, Disco made some joke about a bra and panties match or something about one of the girls. And, it was about Sammy Guevara and Sasha Banks, when Sammy got in trouble for what he said about her. And he was like, yeah, what's the big deal? Sammy didn't do anything. And you could see Nick snowflake level turn on. And he got really offended and stuff. It was kind of a funny clip. But
he did the Sasha Banks stuff, did the management or whatever came back. I believe there was an exchange with Sasha.
I've worked with Sammy. He's excellent.
They punished a guy for something he did like 2 years before. That was ridiculous.
That
was just appeasing the mob.
Well,
the social media mob yells at you and like, okay, you're suspended.
I disagree with you on a rape joke, but
but how long? But brother,
but it's a joke, Nick.
Right. And it was a long time ago. It's like, what are you punishing the guy? He hadn't done,
Here's the thing. Here's my problem, Nick.
Here's my problem, Nick.
Later. How long do you have to be punished for that? You've done mistakes in your life. Do you want to be held down to that mistake for the rest of your fucking life?
No.
I mean, you learn from it, and you got to let the shit go sometimes. You can't fucking put a lifetime sentence on a joke.
Yeah.
But it's not, rape is not a joke. And you to joke
it
about
is
rape,
if it's a joke.
But it's a well.
Right, I would rape that chick. He means like it's attractive.
She's hot.
It's a term of endearment, kind of, because he's saying I'm attracted to that girl.
No,
I'm not like a misogynistic.
This is the
I'm gonna rape her and against her will.
Take. Yeah. Oh my god, the worst possible take. Worst possible take. But anyway,
You never saw Mike Lupica try to get that attention during a press conference with Derek Jeter or something?
Yeah, it's unreal. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem too. I mean, bro, I swear, I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm not saying this because of this, bro. I actually have a degree in journalism. So I went to school for that. I take it very, very seriously. And in journalism, bro, it's not about the person reporting the story, man. It's about the story. And he said, I never brought so much attention onto myself until I created that moment. Yeah. And, you know, bro, that's the thing, bro. Chris has a wife. Chris has kids. This moron doesn't know anything from other than what somebody told them second, third, and fourth hand. And he's going to report on something like that while freaking Chris Jericho has a family and he has no idea whether it's true or not.
Well, and it's one thing, Vince, like the only thing I've ever sort of been critical of you of with castrating the marks, I got no problem with these guys not naming their sources. That's fine. But where it all falls apart in wrestling journalism is there's no like, damn, I've lost my word. But in terms of the truth doesn't matter. Like they have their allegiances.
There's no accountability. There's zero accountability.
Yes. Yeah. And so they're not necessarily reporting the truth. They're reporting what they want you to hear. And that's, for me, when I have a problem with journalism is you're not doing your job right.
I agree. Yep.
When Chris comes out, they play Judas really loudly. And then they don't stop playing Judas really, really loudly. And it's really, you know, look, were they going for a New Jack spot? Were they trying to do Anarchy in the Arena? You know, I guess that's a case that Tony would try to make here.
Chad or Joe, what is that an ECW reference?
Yeah, with New Jack music playing throughout his match.
Oh, he plays it through the match. Okay.
Yeah, the whole match, they would play Natural Born Killers by Dre and Ice Cube.
Okay.
At a time when the last time Chris was seen in a bunch of front of people, he got greeted with boos and NDA chants. This felt to me like they very much didn't want to have to worry about Chris getting that kind of reaction from the live fans, and we're just going to do whatever they could to position him in a light where he looked positive and got somewhat of a good reaction, and hope to just let this whole situation ride, which is, you know, a very, very unusual, odd, troubling call, considering, you know, the questions Tony was asked.
What's troubling here is he's actually saying he wants something to happen to Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he's saying flat out. I want something to happen to this guy because all this stuff with playing the music louder and playing the music through, that's all an assumption, bro. And what's missing is him saying, well, in my opinion, maybe they played the U, but he's making it clear he wants something to happen to Chris Jericho.
So yeah, not just that, but like you guys talked about him making it about himself, like saying they're not going to address, they're going to let this go under the rug. Let what go under the rug? Some guy's vague, like information about something about Chris Jericho. There's nothing concrete. He presented no evidence. Like the arrogance of this is insane.
Yeah.
And can anyone remind me what Nick's problem with Chris was anyway? Like what he said?
He'll get into that. He'll get into
he does. Okay, I thought we were past those. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and outside of almost performing fellatio on a microphone, does the guy next to him challenge him on anything whatsoever? Or does he just sit there and look at him like a deer in the headlights?
After World's End that he couldn't give a straight answer to. We still have the former female AEW star. The last reply she has.
Give a straight answer to you. Give a straight answer to what? If Nick Hausman accuses a wrestler of doing something he did not know, that wrestler is supposed to acknowledge Nick Hausman. That's what I mean about these guys, bro. This guy literally has convinced himself that he's somebody. So now Chris Jericho, bro, who's been around since the early 90s, has to acknowledge what Nick Hausman said. Bro, that I mean, this is what I mean. This is why you guys do this show. This is why I do Castrating the Marks. They expose themselves. Yeah. All you got to do, bro, is play their clips and they expose themselves.
But Vince, you say it every week on Castrating. Why does this guy think this about himself? Why does he think he's so high? Who puts him in that position?
Tony Khan. I assume the people who listen to the show. I mean,
no. You're supposed to say Tony Khan
Oh God!
WWE.
One of
yeah.
many. I mean, it's a group of them. I mean, there's so many people that line up to kiss his ass. That's why.
Yeah, they let these people into the scrums.
Exactly.
They give them a sense of power in their mind.
Bro, I was yesterday, man. I got coming across my feed. Who's sitting there interviewing Gail Kim? Hollywood. And I love Gail Kim, and I'm like, what are her credentials to be interviewing you? It drives me freaking nuts, Mike. What are their credentials? Mike, you know I love baseball. I'm not trying to interview Major League Baseball players. I am a fan. But there's Gail Kim sitting there with Hollywood, and I'm like, then you freaking wonder why we're in the position we're in.
Do you think Denise? Is that it? Hollywood?
Yeah.
Denise?
Yeah.
Do you think
Vince, you should interview Major League Baseball players, by the way. That'd be fun.
That's true. I would think that'd be a good show.
Yeah, Vince, if you accuse Otani of some crime, do you think he's supposed to then address you back?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. We saw him robbing TVs yesterday at Target, bro, and he's gotta fess up, bro. He's got to say something, man.
Vince will know who this guy is. There was a Philadelphia sports radio guy named Craig Carton, and he accused Eric Lindros of playing hungover and drunk, and he got sued. So, wow. I mean, there's your example right there.
Imagine if Otani sued you. Jesus, you're fucked.
Craig Carton has more problems than getting sued by Eric Lindros.
That's true. He had quite a few problems, didn't he?
Her X account is a heart emoji, to a tweet saying that, there's likely allegations out there still. And look,
So a heart emoji tells you that there are other allegations. Hey, she put up a heart, bro. There must be other allegations out there. Do you see how freaking ridiculous this is, bro?
Yeah.
And the tweet
Vince said what I wanted to say.
The tweet she hearted after was of a girl on Reddit saying something about younger girls in wrestling and when is Chris Jericho going to hear about it or whatever it was. And then when someone pointed it out, she came on the Twitter and said, listen, I don't know anything. I was speculating, I heard a couple of rumors. So the tweet that she hearted wasn't based off of fact anyway. The girl that wrote it admitted it.
I am just worried that there's skeletons in this guy's closet that when they come out are going to.
So he's worried for Chris that there are skeletons in his closet. So that's why he's bringing all this to the forefront, bro.
Yeah.
Let
me help you out.
That's the beauty of these shows, bro, because the more they talk, the more they just reveal themselves, and they're just jokes, bro. They're just jokes, man.
Yeah.
And the journalist with supposed truth is worried that there might be. Don't you have the information? Isn't that the point?
But he would literally step over his own mother to hang out with Jericho for the night. And that's what the big contradictory part of every single guy is. If they got the 5 minutes that they wanted with every single wrestler, all this stuff would go away.
He would rape with Jericho in minutes.
Yep.
Make him look bad and will taint the work he's doing and the work he's done. And outside of that, we got another story here in just a second that's not exactly glowing about Chris. And it would seem that, people are feeling more comfortable talking about Chris right now. And it is what it is. I don't think you could just blast music and hope it goes away.
Of course you can.
No, Robert.
They did it last night. Here's the deal.
Finally contributes. Finally.
Robert.
They finally said something. Idiot with the window open behind him finally says something.
And it looks to me like this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, just that the Robert fellow that we don't really know much about. I looked him up real quick, and I saw some descriptions of shows where he was on a show with like his former writing mates Court Bauer and Alex Greenfield. So he was probably there in that mid 2000s. I'm just not sure how long, but that's that. Chad might have a little more insight on that.
Bro, everybody had a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Here's the bottom line, bro. Like when bro. Obviously, the time that I spent in the business, and of course with 3 different companies, bro, you hear a lot of things. Yeah. Okay, my rule of thumb always was, bro, if you weren't there, you don't know. Period. End of story. Unless you saw something with your own eyes, all you are hearing are stories. And bro, let's face it, 99% of the stories we're hearing are coming from people with agendas. So at the end of the day, if you didn't see it, you don't know. Period. End of story.
I saw some folks on the Wrestle Roasts forum who were there, and they said even in spite of the Judas chants, the Judas music being blared, people were booing the hell out of Jericho. I think they're upset about it. There's definitely
Look at his head snap back, Hausman. Watch his head. Oh.
Yeah, you know why, Mike? Because when this dude is saying they were booing Jericho, he's taking credit for that. Like he lights up. Oh, yeah, really? Literally, oh my, they're booing Jericho now because I created a moment. That's what's going through this knucklehead's mind.
Yeah. Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
I think they're upset about it. There's definitely a vocal minority at the very least who is frustrated about it, and the silence from it is what's the most surprising. I think if this
silence, like what? Come on, I can't say anything. I mean,
but how does he not know about it? If he knows everything, how did he not know that they were booing at the show that just happened?
Chad, he said it was on Wrestle Roasts forum. Didn't you hear him? Don't you go visit that?
Sorry, I didn't know they still existed.
Bro,
don't you visit that site?
Here's my question, man. If they are raising the volume over Chris Jericho, oh my God, what the hell did Dominic Mysterio do? That's what I want to know. Did Dominic kill somebody, bro? Like, what did he do, man?
I heard different reports too, and of course it'll be, Joe's got an agenda and whatever. But the reports I read on Twitter was that Chris was getting the normal Chris Jericho Dynamite reaction with pockets here and there of the geeks, basically, probably, or the dorks that follow this. But this is a narrative that I heard the opposite of. And maybe I got the incorrect information and they're right, but I'm just saying that's what I heard.
Yeah. Would have been greeted with a Chris coming out and immediately saying, Nick Hausman is full of shit. Anybody else who's saying anything is full of shit. I'm clean as a whistle.
And moron. And what precedent does Chris Jericho set there? Chris Jericho sets the precedent now that anytime any dirt sheet writer says anything about him, true or false, that he has to answer it. Like, seriously, bro, that's what Chris Jericho is going to do now. Whenever Sapp or Hausman or Meltzer or anybody says something about him, true or false, he's going to acknowledge it. Bro, can you imagine, you guys, if they were talking this way about a professional athlete? Can you imagine, man?
No, exactly. And it would only be someone who has respect in the locker room from a professional sports perspective where they might respond to. But no, it's more than just that. Like, recently, Cat Williams did that interview with Shannon Sharp, and everyone Cat Williams mentioned did a response video. And as soon as they did a response video, I went, oh, Cat Williams is onto something. You know, like, why would you even respond?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the key thing to me. Like, why would you? You're only going to make yourself look guilty.
Yeah, and not only that, bro, they responded because Cat Williams is somebody. Right. Nick Hausman is nobody, bro. Absolutely no. You think Chris Jericho is going to bring himself down to this guy's level? Like, seriously, bro?
You want to do... This is dumb. Tony doubling down on it. None of that happened, and that's what's filling up this space right now. It's this negative. It's like negative space, and then you're just continuing as business as usual. You don't blare music otherwise, unless you're really genuinely concerned about it. And the other way to combat that is the sit down, the conversation. We just saw this with Jonathan Majors, who was saying, "Look, there were allegations against me. Here's my side of this story. It was litigated in court, and here's my chance to say my piece." That has not happened, and instead we're just all left here to sit and speculate, and people instead want to turn their anger and animosity towards you, or whoever else was commenting on it. We saw that with our good friend Eric Bischoff of ad-free shows.
Yes.
And it's good to see where people have aligned on that particular matter. Not that I'm commenting anything. By the way, we're streaming live on our Twitter accounts and Rumor and Innuendo and Podcast Heat, and anything else that's absent that used to be there. You can read into that however you would like. But
Oh, they still work with Podcast Heat, but not ad-free shows. I understand. I see. Interesting. Okay. Well, Jonathan Majors was going to be the next big heel in the Marvel universe, and he got convicted, I believe, of beating his girlfriend.
Yes.
Of which there was video and text records of him saying, trying to get her not to report it, whatever. There's absolutely none of that in Chris's situation. They're not comparable at all or comparable.
Bro, all you take from Hausman's story, and then guys, I do have to powder after this, and I wish I could stay with you longer, but it is my sports key tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All you took from Nick Hausman's story, this is all he said, allegedly. Jericho made what's the wrestler's name?
Kylie Rae.
Kylie Rae. Here's what he this is all that he's basically said. Chris Jericho made a pass at Kylie Rae and she felt uncomfortable. That's the story, bro. Like and Chris Jericho is supposed to comment on that? Bro, do you know how many times I witnessed that in the wrestling business? Do you know how many times, like literally dozens of times, bro, the boys hit on the female wrestlers and either the female wrestlers are interested or they're not. That is part of the locker room, bro. Yep. And that's what we're talking about here.
And not that you necessarily would want to get political at all, Vince. I know you have to go, but I just wanted to say this to you. This kind of shit started with Chris, with kind of that side of the wrestling fandom turning against him when people looked up political donations for some reason and found out that he donated to Trump's campaign or whatever it was, and the fact that his wife was at the Capitol. So that section of fans hates Chris and hates his wife, which to me makes the venom coming towards him from this accusation so much worse because these guys want him out of here and canceled because of his politics.
Yeah, and not only that, Joe, I guarantee you if somebody took the time to dig deep and go back in the archives, I promise you at some time, at some place, during some interview, Chris Jericho buried Nick Hausman. I guarantee you that is out there for anybody that wants to look for it, and then you will understand what this is all about.
Or he just said no to going on House of Wrestling or whatever.
That's probably the logical thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so. But guys, I'll come on again next time, he needs to be punished, let me know. Stap too, bro. Anytime you want to punish either one of those guys, just let me know,
look
man.
Behind me. I'm a Vince Russo guy through and through.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Vince, we want you back on episode 100. We're going to do the 5th installment of the Billy Body Show.
Oh my God!
Listen, you are not going to get me involved with Billy because I'm not going to get involved with emails and all that crap. Bro.
We heard about the email he sent you when you overslept.
Calls and texts.
Yeah. All right, Vince. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, man. Take care, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Vince.
Bye.
All right, that was cool. God damn, I wish we had him for the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck, that would have been tremendous. This is gonna be huge.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dino's walking. I was gonna say I gotta take a leak myself. So
all right, let's take 2 minutes.
I don't have to go anywhere.